Hey everyone, welcome back to Podcast and Chill on the Learn English Podcast channel. I'm Leo, the guy who always brings a smile to your face, and as always, I'm here with Gwen, who keeps us all grounded in reality.
Hi everyone, it's great to have you back with us.
So, Gwen, I was thinking about something deep today, and no, it wasn't about what to have for lunch. I was thinking, why are we so scared of failing?
That's a great question, Leo. Many people are afraid of failure, but today we're going to explore why that is and how we can change our perspective on it.
Exactly. I mean, if you've ever tripped over your own feet in public or sent a text to the wrong person, you know what failure feels like. But hey, it happens to the best of us, right?
Failure isn't just about those small moments. It can be a big challenge in life or work, and it's something that can hold people back.
Yep, like the time I tried to bake a cake and it came out looking like a pancake. But you know what? That didn't stop me from trying again and again.
And that's exactly what we're going to talk about today: how failure can actually be a stepping stone to success, and why we shouldn't be afraid of it.
We'll share some real-life examples of famous people who didn't let failure stop them. So if you're feeling down about a recent setback, stay tuned.
And as always, don't forget to check out the free PDF in the description below for more tips and exercises to help you overcome the fear of failure.
Let's get started. All right, Gwen, let's dive into today's topic. Why do you think so many people are afraid of failure?
Well, Leo, it's something that affects a lot of people. According to a study by the University of Scranton, about 92% of people don't achieve their New Year's goals. One of the main reasons is the fear of failure.
That's a huge number. So it's not just me who's afraid to try something new because I might mess it up.
Exactly. The fear of failure is common, and it often comes from worrying about what others will think. It also comes from feeling like we're not good enough.
And then there's that little voice in your head saying, what if you fail? But here's a thought. What if we reframe that question to what if you succeed?
That's a great way to look at it, Leo. Failure doesn't have to be the end. It can be a learning experience. In fact, many successful people have faced failure before achieving their goals. Take Walt Disney, for example. He was fired from a newspaper job because his boss said he lacked imagination. But he didn't let that stop him. Instead, he went on to create one of the most iconic entertainment companies in the world.
Wow, that's incredible. So, if you're listening and you've had a setback, remember you're in good company. Some of the greatest successes in history started with failure.
That's right. The important thing is to not let failure define you. Instead, use it as a stepping stone to move forward. Many people think of failure as the end of the road, but it doesn't have to be that way.
Think about someone like Michael Jordan. He's considered one of the greatest basketball players of all time, right?
Right. But did you know he was actually cut from his high school basketball team?
No way.
Yes, it's true. But instead of giving up, he used that experience as motivation to work even harder.
And look where that got him. 6 NBA championships and 5 MVP awards later, he's a legend.
Exactly. The key is to see failure as a stepping stone, not a stumbling block.
Another great example is Oprah Winfrey. She's one of the most successful media personalities in the world today.
But did you know she was fired from her first television job as a news anchor?
I didn't know that.
Yes, her boss said she was unfit for television. But instead of letting that define her, she found her true calling in talk shows and went on to build an empire.
That's so inspiring. It just goes to show that sometimes failure is just a detour to something even better.
Exactly, Leo. So, for all our listeners out there, don't be afraid of failure. Embrace it, learn from it, and use it to propel yourself forward.
And we've got plenty of tips and strategies to help you do just that coming up in the next part.
We'll discuss how to change your mindset about failure, how to set realistic goals, and how to bounce back stronger after a setback.
So don't go anywhere, we'll be right back. All right, welcome back everyone. Now that we've talked about some inspiring examples, let's dive into some vocabulary that can help you better understand today's topic. The first word is failure. Failure means not achieving something you wanted or planned to do. For example, he didn't pass the exam, so he felt like a failure. The next word is success. Success is the opposite of failure. It means achieving what you aimed for. For example, after years of hard work, she finally found success in her career. Another important word is challenge. A challenge is something difficult that requires effort to overcome. For example, learning a new language is a big challenge, but it's also very rewarding. The next word is resilience. Resilience means the ability to recover quickly from difficulties or setbacks. For example, her resilience helped her get back on her feet after losing her job. And finally, we have the word perspective. Perspective means the way you see or understand something. For example, changing your perspective on failure can help you see it as an opportunity to grow. Now, let's put these words into practice with a couple of questions for our listeners. First question, how do you usually react to failure? Do you see it as the end, or do you try to learn from it? Personally, I used to see failure as something really negative. I would get upset and sometimes even give up. But over time, I learned that failure is actually an opportunity to grow. Now, I try to understand what went wrong and what I can do better next time.
That's a great approach, Leo. For me, I've always seen failure as a learning experience. It's not always easy, but I try to remind myself that every mistake is a chance to improve.
That's such a positive way to look at it, Gwen. And for our listeners, we'd love to hear how you react to failure. Do you see it as the end, or do you try to learn from it? Let us know in the comments below.
And the second question is, can you think of a time when failure led you to something better? I'll go first. I once applied for a job that I really wanted, but I didn't get it. At first, I was really disappointed. But because I didn't get that job, I ended up finding a different opportunity that was even better for me.
That's a great example, Gwen. For me, I failed my first driving test. I was really nervous, and I made a lot of mistakes. But instead of giving up, I practiced more. And when I took the test again, I passed with flying colors.
That's the spirit, Leo. So, to all our listeners, can you think of a time when failure led you to something better?
We'd love to hear your stories in the comments.
And don't forget, you can find more practice exercises in the free PDF in the description.
That's right. In the next part, we're going to talk about how you can change your perspective on failure and actually use it to your advantage.
So, stay tuned.
Okay, now we're going to talk about how to change your perspective on failure and turn it into something positive.
The first step in overcoming the fear of failure is to change how you think about it. Instead of seeing failure as something bad, try to see it as a chance to learn and grow.
Think of failure as feedback from life. It's not telling you that you're not good enough. It's just showing you what didn't work so you can improve and try again.
That's a great way to put it. And remember, every successful person has faced failure at some point.
Yes, and it's important to realize that failure is not the opposite of success. It's actually a part of the journey to success.
The second step is to set goals that are realistic and achievable. When we set goals that are too big or unrealistic, we might feel disappointed if we don't reach them.
It's important to break down your big goals into smaller, easier steps that you can achieve one at a time. For example, if your goal is to get fit, start by setting a goal to exercise 3 times a week instead of aiming to run a marathon right away.
Great example, Leo. The third step is to learn from your mistakes and failures. Whenever you fail at something, take a moment to think about what went wrong. Ask yourself, what can I do differently next time? How can I improve?
Failure is only a waste if you don't learn from it. Every mistake is an opportunity to grow.
Exactly. And the last step is to support others when they face failure. We all face challenges and setbacks, so it's important to help each other through these tough times.
Right. Share your experiences, offer words of encouragement, and remind others that failure is not the end. It's just a part of the process.
So, to all our listeners, remember, failure is not something to be afraid of. It's something to learn from and use to move forward.
And if you ever need a reminder, just come back and listen to this episode. We're here to support you every step of the way. You're not alone in this journey.
Now that we've discussed today's topic in detail, let's go over some important vocabulary that you can use when talking about failure and success. Goal, meaning something you want to achieve or do in the future. Example, her goal is to learn English this year. Mistake, meaning something you do that is not correct or wrong. Example, I made a mistake on the test, but I will do better next time. Improve, meaning to make something better or get better at something. Example, she practices every day to improve her English. Encouragement, meaning words or actions that help someone feel more confident or motivated. Example, her teacher gave her encouragement to keep studying hard. Journey, meaning the process of going from one place to another or working towards a goal. Example, learning English is a long journey, but it's worth it.
Great job, Gwen. Now, let's put these words into practice with a couple of questions for our listeners.
Sounds good, Leo.
First question, how do you usually react when you face a challenge? Do you see it as something to overcome, or does it make you feel like giving up?
And the second question is, can you think of a time when you learned something valuable from a failure? How did it help you in the future?
We'd love to hear your thoughts and stories, so please share them in the comments below.
And remember, you can always come back to this episode and the free PDF for more practice and tips.
Thanks for joining us today on Podcast and Chill. We hope you found this episode helpful and inspiring.
We'll be back soon with another episode, so make sure you subscribe and stay tuned.
Until next time, take care and don't be afraid to face challenges and learn from failure.
Goodbye, everyone.